Hello, everybody. This is Love from Above with your sibling spirit guides. I'm Maureen, and this is my brother.
Hey Maureen, hey everyone, this is Brian.
We're so happy to be here. On this podcast, we share channelings we receive from ascended masters, star beings, mythical beings who really exist, and occasionally our ancestors. And today's topic, Brian, we just cannot seem to get away from this topic. It just comes up again and again and again. And it's recent channelings on the importance of mathematics. Brian, I was thinking about it. I think if you would look at the topics that we channel most frequently, number one, without a doubt, is love. But I would say number two is mathematics.
I know it's so funny because we are just not math people. I know, I was reading a lot about math and then have sort of put those to the side. Are you still doing studies on math or keep doing up and because they sort of prompt us to keep up with and try and, math is so important, but I just have not, it's hard for me to get interested in it.
Well, everyone who's listening, our father was just an eminent mathematician and he would just love it. He would be telling us, I told you it was important, but yeah. So, I mean, I do practice math every day on Duolingo and on another app. So my math skills are really good, but they're talking about algebra and Pythagorean theorem and anyway, but we'll just dig right into it. And topic number one, guess what? All problems erupt from an algebraic condition. Brian, what do you have to say about that?
Uh, well, I do have my youngest is in senior in high school and it's done as algebra recently. So I'm somewhat familiar, but I never use algebra in my daily life. But it's interesting to hear that problems erupt. So why don't you go into this one?
Okay, so this is again, these are all recent channelings on math from September 7th of 2024, and it's from the Palladium brothers and sisters. They begin by saying, we wonder why humans fail to equate the problem source of all humanity to the algebraic condition. Brian, why didn't you correlate the two of those?
I missed that one. Yeah.
They go on to say, if you were to take a highway, you would notice the signs. You would read the speed limit. You would ascertain your location using your electronic devices. You would not head east if your objective desired location was in the west. Yet you operate within the confines of your holographic reality without noticing the fundamental algebraic equations which provide the support structures for the universe we live in. Woo!
But how did I don't yeah, I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't understand how the algebraic conditions affect their daily life. But
Well, they go on to say, we puzzle as to this current condition. And then they go on, this is interesting. They say, we see that the overlords provide rudimentary education with regard to the mathematical formulas which are essential to all life forms. This is remiss. This is remiss. However, the condition can easily be rectified by allowing the basic mathematical concepts to be rectified. This is a situation which must be rectified for humanity to continue on an upward course. So what do
interesting.
you take from all of that? I mean, I don't know.
So yeah, it sounds like we haven't been taught the right math concepts, but then where do you find the correct math concepts to, continue on an upward course? I'm sure we'll get more information or something on this because I get it, but again, I don't see the path forward for rectifying the situation.
Yeah, I agree. So do you want to go on with the next recent channeling that we
Yeah,
received
sure.
on the 30th?
So this was topic two is math represents the purity of the one creator. Um, So this was from the Holy Divine Order of Brotherly and Sisterly Love, which I love that name. Um, Mathematics are the pure, untouched, unspoiled relationship of the one creator. While other things in life can be sullied or dirty, broken, and need repair, mathematics always remains pure in its formation. Even with your languages, they morph and change over time. To speak with someone who spoke English 300 years ago, you would not be able to understand the conversation. However, should you perform mathematical equations with somebody 3,000 years ago from today, the knowledge would remain the same. In this way, mathematics are the preferred language for communicating between species. Well, that makes total sense to me. Yeah, and I was thinking, yeah, exactly. Dad would appreciate that too. But what you have
Yeah.
any other thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, I think that that's been represented in movies. I mean, I think that that's something that's well known that mathematics is, the preferred language for communication between species. But it is really beautiful to think about. I never thought about that analogy with regards to language, but if you've ever tried to, what is that book like Beowulf? If you ever tried to read that or the Canterbury Tales, remember in high school we used to have to read the Canterbury Tales and it's in Old English. You can't read it. You can't understand it. But yet, they're true, like a mathematical formula that, Aristotle worked out would still be true today. So it is interesting. They're pointing out something that we know, but I haven't really thought about. What do
Yep,
you think?
exactly. It's just um but the only thing that's interesting, it says mathematics are the preferred language for communicating between species. So is there more to that? I mean, I understand math is universal and doesn't change, but are there species that are using math to communicate? That's, I guess, more of a question, but um,
Well, if you think about like all electronics are a binary code, so that's mathematical, So,
well, yeah, and I
yeah,
wonder if it's, we've heard that more advanced species and stuff they don't communicate verbally. It's all telepathic, so would probably make sense. It's mathematical in nature somehow, but
yeah. So I'll go on with topic number 3, which math principles hold universal truths. And again, this is from the Palladium Brothers and Sisters from September 6th. And they said, we shall begin with mathematics. These are subjects that have been dissuaded from humankind. They learn through rote memorization in their early years to be abandoned in later life. Brian, that's what you and I have. We
yes,
memorize
good
it
point.
early on and then we abandon it. The skills, the algebraic skills, geometric, Pythagorean concepts enlighten the adult mind. It is wise to review the similarities between these subjects. They hold universal truths, which will become apparent upon a cursory audit of simple courses. So, Brian, sounds like we need to enroll in an algebraic and geometric course.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's something online we can do, but this is um yeah, I'm trying to think Pythagorean, yeah, that's geometry concepts, Pythagorean, but yeah. Um need to brush up on this stuff because I certainly not uh it's not fresh
Brian,
for
I had trouble pronouncing Pythagorean. So
well,
you
yeah,
heard me stop trying to read that. It was because I was having trouble pronouncing it. So,
and
oh,
it's the
God.
same goes for my family. I'm like, we are not math people, so it's interesting that that's the most important thing. But um, we have so many topics on this. It's amazing. The next one is love expands with numeric predictability from August 26th from the brothers and sisters of the Palladian Empire. We turn now to the subject of mathematics. There is so much to gain from the numbers that form the basis for reality. Think of your beginning from a cell that divides and divides again. Is this not an example of the wonders of the universe? We say yes. In the same way, we can say that love combines with mathematical properties that humans are yet unaware of. Interesting. The formulaic device to augment the love within the heart is to know that it expands with numeric predictability. In multiplication, 2 times 2 always equals 4. In the same way, love that spawns is generated from your being increases with a numeric capacity. So what do you think
Then
about that?
I think it's very interesting. And I think if you think about it, it is true. So the more love that you express, the more love you receive. And I could see, again, if you're someone like our father, graphing it out on a chart, he's finding a way to, um, eh, qualify it. But I can definitely see that the more love that you express, the more love you receive. What do you think?
Well, and then the thing I found interesting, it says how love combines with mathematical properties that humans are yet unaware of. Because I don't think of when I think of love and mathematical properties together, it's not gelling in my mind, but it's again something that just we're not aware of. But I'm interested in learning more about that.
You never whisper into your sweet beloved wife's ear, like,
Diagram theory.
that's never happened.
I'll give that a try unless you know how that works out. Oh, too funny. I know.
Okay.
I feel at times from some of these things, don't you feel so um, almost inadequate that our knowledge is so basic and it's funny, but
You know what it reminds me of? And I'm reading a great book by Geraldine Brooks called Horse, and it covers parts, it goes back and forth in time, but parts of it is covering the period of slavery in the United States. And when they refer to like the overlords, like limiting our mathematical knowledge, I mean, that's what it reminds me of, how they limited the capacity for, slaves to, be educated. But yeah, it really is. I understand what you're saying, brother. Like, it just seems like there's such a far gap between basic mathematical concepts that are required, I guess, for ascension that we're unaware of.
absolutely. Yep.
So the last topic, and I'm just going to put a disclaimer. I put this one together and I titled it "Recent Channelings," and this one was from July 30th of this year from the Watchers. I really don't understand this one at all. So Brian, you tell me what you think. Mathematics rules the higher frequencies as the divine perfect attunement results in equanimity. This natural balance swings out of proportion to a greater degree in lower realms before returning to homeostasis. So anyway, I put it out there. Maybe someone's listening can understand that. But Brian, what do you think? Do you understand that?
Well, I get it in a way, I guess. With the mathematics and that's the perfect attunement. I will admit I had to look up equanimity, which is mental calmness, but being at that perfect or at that higher frequency li results in that calmness. And we've read books about how homeostasis is important in that, getting out of your whole body getting out of whack, so to speak. So yeah, I don't understand it at all, but it's the similar type thing that there is this a higher level that's at related to the frequencies and the mathematics behind it. So maybe someday we'll be able to understand these concepts, but again, I thought it's important, even if we don't understand it, maybe someone out there
Yeah. Yeah.
does.
And if you do, please let us know. Um, yeah, any more thoughts on mathematics on all these channelings we got recently, brother?
No, I know they keep coming back to it, and I don't know, maybe if you said finding the right book or studying material that makes it interesting, because it's just doesn't really resonate with me, but I do have to force myself to try and progress in this area, I think.
Yeah. So as a closing thought, this has nothing to do with mathematics, but it was again from the Watchers, and I just thought it was interesting. It was from August 26th of this year. And they said this is an unusual experience. However, the portals that connect the Earth to other realms have widened in recent days, and many more travelers are visiting this wondrous land, for there's much to be accomplished. I don't know, brother. But yeah, we welcome all the visitors. What do you think?
Well, we've got messages sort of this through the portal, but remember they talked about how in earlier messages that the blue planet, but they said you can't even really see the blue planet when you're looking from a from far away, because there's so many spaceships and other things that are around us that it's not
Yeah, I
even a blue
forgot
planet.
they said that. I forgot they said that. Yeah,
So we
yeah.
know there are, I mean, so many different beings here to help in what we're going through. Um, so yeah, I'm with you. The more the merrier. Welcome all. So it should be interesting.
Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye, everyone.